So those of you who've watched my content know that I love the M4A1 in BattleBit Remastered. I think it's one of the, if not the better assault rifles in the game. That being said, I'm gonna have just discovered an assault rifle that is even better. Yep, the G36C is my new go-to favorite assault rifle in BattleBit Remastered, and in this video I'm going to be telling you why, so let's get into it. So you might be saying, why did this guy even like the M4A1 in the first place? I mean, that's a fair question to ask. I mean, but here's why. 30 damage, 700 bullet velocity, 700 fire rate. Those stats are almost identical to the M249, which is widely regarded as one of the, if not the best LMGs in this game. That is why I like the M4A1. But keep in mind, those are the three most important stats that contribute to TTK in range: the damage, velocity, and the fire rate. Now, if we look into the G36C, we see that 30 damage, 600 velocity, so a bit worse on the velocity side actually. And we see 750 fire rate, which is a bit better. Now, the fire rate difference is the more important stat than velocity. Like, provided the velocity difference is minimal, 600 is still respectable bullet velocity for assault rifles. You're not going to notice it for the range that you're using assault rifles at in BattleBit Remastered, like the 150, 125 meters in. You're not going to notice 600 bullet velocity versus 700. At higher ranges, like 200 meters plus, yeah, you'll notice it and be like, oh, shoot, this thing's not hit scan. I have to lead my bullets a lot. But for the use case of assault rifles, you're not going to notice 600 versus 700. But you will notice the 50 fire rate difference, because 50 fire rate means you are firing bullets at a faster rate, meaning you're killing targets faster. So yes, you will notice the fire rate difference more than you will notice the velocity difference, which is why I like the G36C better. Another stat I consider very, very important in BattleBit is reload time, right? Like, my assault rifle is completely useless in BattleBit if it takes 30 years to reload it, right? Like, I'm an aggressive player. I don't have time to swap to my secondary or spend 5 seconds popping out a mag and popping in a new one. I want to get that new mag in there fast, re-engage my targets fast. That's why I don't use PDWs like the Groza. There's other PDWs that are good, don't get me wrong, but I don't use the Groza. Despite its great stats, it's simply too slow. Same can be said for many other assault rifles in BattleBit. The M4 with the B25 grip and the quick mag reloads at about 3 seconds, which is very respectable for BattleBit, and it's even faster than that actually if you put the assault class on the M4. 3 seconds is very respectable in BattleBit Remastered, and that's what this M4 reloads at. But the G36C with the same exact attachments reloads at 2.83 seconds, which is even faster with the assault class. If you put the assault class, it's faster than 2.83. It means you can be much more aggressive with the G36C than you can with the M4, because you're spending less time behind cover reloading. I'm spending 2.75 seconds if I'm using the assault class, popping that mag out, popping it back in, re-engaging, reacquiring the target, versus having to swap to the Deagle, my secondary, or having to rely on cover and nobody seeing me to reload for a longer period of time, right? That's why reload speed is so important, especially for aggressive assault class players, for aggressive assault rifle players. Like, if you're a more passive player, you might not think reload speed matters as much. For aggressive players, it is definitely a make or break situation. Now, considering the range, because I touched on it a little bit earlier, the G36C has the same exact range as the M4A1. Like, it didn't used to matter that the ranges were the same for these two weapons, because the recoil on the G36C used to make it impossible to control at like 75 meters plus. But over like a month or so ago, I want to say, they greatly adjusted the G36C's recoil. I think they added a little bit vertical, but they greatly reduced the horizontal recoil, and now it feels like a beam. Like, it almost has no horizontal recoil. Like, yeah, vertical recoil is a little bit like more than a lot of assault rifles, but vertical recoil is very easy to control. Just pull your mouse straight down, right? Horizontal is where it gets a little bit weird, so I don't mind that. Like, now the G36C feels like a beam. Now it has a similar recoil pattern to the M4A1. Now, this is how I build it. I touched on 2 of the attachments I use, but I also want to tell you how I build it, because you can build it 2 different ways really, depending on what it's giving trouble with, right? So my main build I use for it, because I'm an aggressive assault class player, is to use the quick mag, is to use the B25 URK grip. I use the tactical barrel to reduce that recoil a little bit, and then I throw a red dot sight, like the red dot or the aim comp on it usually. You can't use medium range optics that much because it makes your visual recoil way too bad. But if you are finding like you're a more passive assault class player and you want to be able to spray from 100 meters plus with this thing, the B25 grip's not going to cut it. The B25 grip is what I use because I use the assault class, the assault rifle, from 75 meters in. But if you want to use it from 75 meters plus, you might want to throw a vertical grip on it. You'll be sacrificing a little bit of reload speed, which is why you'll want to use the assault class, and you'll want to use the quick mag still. It'll be well worth it if you are getting the added benefit of controlling the recoil at range. So depending on what you'd like to do, swap out the grip, either the B25 URK grip for the faster reload, or throw a vertical grip on it to increase the range of the use case for it a little bit more. And I just touched on it, but the effectiveness of this weapon is very much negated at 100 meters plus unless you want to use a different grip, right? But the reason that doesn't bother me that much is because with the SMG nerf, SMGs, as you know, got cut from 50 to 20 meters. Unless you're the MP7 or the PP19, you got cut 50 to 40 then. But the use case for SMGs is like 40-30 meters in now, right? Which means the assault class use case got moved in as well. The assault class use case is really 40 to 125 meters, especially with, like, I know the FAL is an assault rifle, but with the G3, with DMRs getting buffed, with how decent snipers are, they're not OP, but they're decent, right? Really, from beyond like 150, 200 meters, you're gonna get shredded by a G3, an FAL, or a sniper, right? So for most assault rifles, the use case is 125 meters in to like 30-40 meters, right? And that is the wheelhouse of the M4 and the G36C. The M4 and the G36C excel at aggressive close quarters combat, and they excel at medium range combat, and they excel at the 100 meter-ish combat, right? So they're all around good. Like, yeah, 20 meters in, you're gonna die to a MP5. You're gonna die to an MP5 or MP7 like 30-40 meters in, right? You're gonna die to a P90 like 30 meters in if you are both hitting equal shots and, you know, you both acquired each other at the same time as a target. They're probably gonna win that fight. But really, farther than that, you're gonna destroy them. And that's why I love the G36C. Also, going back to the build a little bit, the reason I run the aggressive B25 quick mag build is because I like using medic class quite frequently. So the medic class makes sense if I can reduce that reload speed to under 3 seconds. It doesn't make much sense for me to go assault anyway and get a little bit more greedy with the reload speed if I can use the medic class and add the benefit of healing, which is why I do that. I feel like if I put like the vertical grip on it, that negates me being able to use the medic class with this thing, and then I have to go use assault. So the B25 grip gives me a little more diversity on that front as well. Now you might be listening to the video and saying, well, if the G36C is better in almost every way than the M4, then why would I use the M4 at all? Well, the G36C is a rank 120 unlock, so the odds you're going to have it unlocked unless you are pouring hours into this game are incredibly low. And the M4 is a rank 0 unlock, which means you unlock it when you launch the game. And the G36C has very low pick rate. You're not going to die to it because once people hit like the high levels anyway, there's other weapons that they want to use that they think are better. For some reason, people are attracted to the ACR or the AK5C, even though they're not statistically that great of weapons. They're attracted to them. And then they obviously, who wouldn't be attracted to the FAL once you unlock that? So there's other weapons people use, and the pick rate for the G36C is kind of low, quite honestly. So the M4 still has a very viable use case. You're not going to be facing too many G36Cs with it, number one. Number two, the M4, like I said, rank 0 unlock, you can use it all the way till you unlock an FAL, right? It's very solid at every range. It's a very good weapon. But the G36C, if you are a high level, if you hit that level 120 and you're like, I'm tired of the M4, I've been using this thing for weeks, I want a different assault rifle, the G36C is waiting for you with open arms. It's saying, come here. I would like to be your new main. I would like to be the new assault rifle of your choosing. And it's calling you. It's beckoning you. But will you answer the call? That's the question. And I do want to say, like, if you're a passive assault class player who doesn't like being aggressive, right, and you like the longer range combat, just use an AUG A3 at that point. I mean, the AUG A3 is not that great, but the rare use case, you're the person who camps on a water tower and like spraying from 150 meters plus, use the AUG A3. Otherwise, don't use that thing. It's trash. The SG550, very solid all-around AR, has a little bit more range because the less recoil than the M4 or the G36C, so give that a shot if you want a little bit more range out of it. Other than that, really, these two are the best ARs, in some of the best ARs in the game. I'm not going to say they're the best because the FAL exists and it would banish me for saying that, but these two are some of the best ARs in the game, so give them a shot. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry I haven't been as consistent lately with the uploads between college, between work, and between some health events with my liver. Thankfully I have it all resolved now. I haven't had a lot of time to stream, let alone create videos. I edit all my own videos, so I haven't had a lot of time to do that. That being said, with all that behind me, I'm going to have more time on my hands now, so I'm going to be more consistent with my uploads, so bear with me. Thank you so much again. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. It helps the channel grow a lot. And I do stream on Kick as well, kick.com/cjam, in addition to streaming on YouTube. So check me out over there. Thank you so much. See you next video.